Good morning all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday morning, June 3rd. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, and QQQs. Let's get right to it. A lot of moving parts this morning, finally getting some volatility and volume. First, let's start off. We're looking in all three of these indices to gap lower. Let's start with the Russell. The Russell did not have an inside day yesterday. They actually closed above that 228.10 level, which was very important. And here we are, $2.50 below it. Triple Qs had an inside day. Right now we're coming out of an inside day to the downside on a gap. You go with it and monitor it for continuation or lack of. Now let's concentrate on SPY and ES. A lot of things happening here. So first and foremost, we had an outside day down the other day. We had an inside day yesterday. Sellers couldn't get anything done. But right now, within 75 minutes to go, prior to the opening, they're looking to come below this first 4-day balance. Very important. Why is that important? Because anybody who's still long these past 4 days underwater. That's number one. Number two, we got to the top of a balance high, right? We just missed the all-time high by pennies. You fail, balance rules. You fail at the top of a balance, you roll over to the bottom. So what's the next step on this balance? These 3 days. And look where we're trading, right at the bottom of this 3-day balance. Remember, we had 3 lows, 2 daily lows and a weekly low within 60 cents of each other. Right now, that's where we're trading. So again, here's the danger. If you get acceptance, and the key word is acceptance, below this 3-day balance, then you're going to have 7 days worth of longs underwater. Below this weekly low, we don't have anything to 414 and change. And then we have that trend day that held from back on May 20th. So again, sellers have shown zero ability to follow through. But if they're able to get any follow through, they can easily do a lot more damage today. If, however, we're going to basically stop, right? Balance rules. We got to the top of a balance. Barely. Just missed it. Rolled over. Now we're at the bottom of that was the top of a balance. Now we're at the bottom of another balance. Let's see if we stretch it a little bit and come back in. Or in the next 75 minutes, we don't even get to the bottom of it. Or do we go through it and don't look back? It all remains to be seen. So let's go over destinations and a game plan. So right now, our first upside destination is going to be yesterday's low of 419.29. Right now, this gap is over 200 ticks. So pretty impressive to start. Then we don't have anything to the afternoon rally high from yesterday of 420.53 and our overnight high of 420.99. For the downside, what I'm going to give you, one other thing, I apologize, 418.79. That's a naked POC. That will be an upside destination inside of the gap. So if we open below there, that's your first upside destination, this 10 wide from May 26, 418.79. For the downside, I'm not going to give you, remember, we had 3 daily lows really close to each other. Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are all getting taken out. Then we have that 10 wide, which is going to be an upside destination. We had an afternoon pullback low that day also. Right now, 418.44, that's being taken out. So I'm going to give you the next 3 daily, the next lows, 417.76, 417.62, 417.08 weekly low. And then if we get acceptance below that, we don't have anything to the daily low of 414.45 from the 21st. Then you have 414.10. Afternoon pullback low from the 20th. Single prints 413.96 get filled at 70. Second set 413.38 get filled at 26. And our lowest accepted price of 412.97. And then don't forget, we had a gap, 411.67. The gap gets filled at 411.05. So again, I gave you a lot of extreme ranges right for now. But it's all baby steps, especially since sellers have not shown up for basically 12 years. So first baby step is to take out these 4 daily lows, right? Or these 3 daily lows. Well, you can check that box off. They're doing that right now. The next big hurdle for sellers is to get below this 3-day balance, and more importantly, the weekly low. And again, why is that even more important? We took out last week's high already. Now today's Thursday. We still have Powell speaking tomorrow. We still have the job number tomorrow. If by some chance we close below last week's low, we could go from almost getting the all-time high this week to an outside week down, which would be pretty bearish. So again, do the sellers have that in them to do it? And or do the buyers have the reinforcements to come in here and prevent that by tomorrow's close? A lot happening here. So what's the game plan for this morning? Again, balance rules are going to apply just as importantly as gap rules. Remember, if you went with the gap rule on the first and went, you have to be long, you would have gotten hurt pretty good there, wouldn't you? Well, it's the same thing down here. Because the gap is so large and we're coming against a very, very visual area, do I want to short this right away? I don't. I don't care if I miss it. If it opens and drives straight down, don't care. There'll be multiple opportunities on a day like today with the range we should get and the volume. You might get an inventory adjustment right away. You might get buyers defending the bottom of the 3-day balance and a weekly low. You might get sellers and algorithms that just cut off their levels. Look, we've been trading at this 417 level now for like the last half hour, 45 minutes. That's a very visual level. Yes, there's long-term traders always involved in the market, but the question is who's dictating the action. Right now, early, I still say it's short-term traders the way we keep stopping at this visual level. So, do I want to take a long the first time against this weekly low? It all depends in the next 70, 75 minutes. We might get an inventory adjustment. I will absolutely be looking for a short at some point if we push up against that gap, but this gap is way, way too big for me. Now, what does acceptance mean below the weekly low? It doesn't mean just trading below it. It means not only trading below it, but holding the gap, number one. Number two, start one-time framing down. Number three, more importantly, I'd like to have a trend day down below the weekly low. That's confirmation. Then I don't care if we're down $6, $7, $10. If we're still one-time framing down with single prints, I'm looking for nothing but shorts. But we're going to need a little more confirmation prior to making that decision. So it's a little hard to give you an exact game plan here with 70 minutes to go when we're trading very visually against this weekly low. Maybe I will take a call play. Not because I think the market's going to rally all the way back, but because maybe the first time we defend it. But remember, there's nothing below here. So whatever the overnight low is going to be, if you take that out, when you take it out, really, if you get acceptance into the 21st range, this 7-wide POC is not going to stop the market. You're going to migrate down to that low. So just keep that in mind if you take that long. On the flip side, if you want to take a short, where is your out? If you get an inventory adjustment, we have 200 and somewhat ticks. Yeah, we have the 10-wide POC, but that's still 180 ticks away. So again, because of the severity of the gap, because of the area we're opening in, there's no shame or harm waiting for a little more market-generated information. Keep that in mind, please. And more importantly, come and join us in CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel room. So at 9:30, you're getting exact up-to-the-date trade ideas as this market's evolving and opening. And then quickly, I'm just going to show you the chart. Monthly's still very healthy, right? Last month's low is 404.79. Is that in danger? No, not yet. But let's keep something in mind here. If by some chance, by tomorrow we have an outside week down and close below last week's low, well, you know what the ultimate destination is on the weekly. That's right, last month's low. So really key levels here we're talking about over the next 2 days. And then on a daily, we're going to be going from balance to down. 20-day moving average is 416.28. We haven't seen that in a bunch of days, so it'll be interesting to see if we get to it and what happens. Look at the way we bounced between the 20 and the 50 for a while before making the next move to attempt to get to the all-time high. So now we'll see if we come down to it today, what kind of response we get. Again, the volume the last 2 days was horrible. Already we're at 820,000, so I expect to do hopefully close to 2 million pre-market. Let MGI be your guide this morning. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.